Around 1000 years ago, there was a young man named Condor. He was the second child of the sun god. Unlike the first son, he didn't want to become the heir and inherit the throne as well as the kingdom. He and his father really wanted the first son to become the next king. Back then, the first son, Conry, was supposed to become the one who takes the throne after his father. But he failed to come back after the Great War with Murdoch, a long-lived devil who had been known for living for more than thousands of years. His power was thought to surpass any creature and was almost equal to a god. But thanks to each generation of the sun god, the life of people was protected from this devil. Nevertheless, this time the devil had another plan for the sun god. It had always kept an eye on his children and prepared a special spell for the first son. In the battle, he had turned into something ugly, intimidating, and aggressive, not even identical to an ordinary human. He eventually became a monster, lost his mind, and joined the army of the evil. Finally, after that, the second son took his place and became the king, a god of the sun. By going through many wars, the young brother has successfully made the spell go away, thanks to his relentless attempts, because he wanted to save his older brother. After Conry became conscious again, he became the god of the moon, due to the fact that he had the gene of the sun god and some part of the devil. The two brothers decided to combine their power together and defeat the devil once for all. In the end, they won. The result of this war is a symbol of family and unity. This ceremony is held every year to celebrate that millennium story, in which the power of family and unity was proved to overweight the greediness of that evil. Until this day, the ceremony of the sun and the god is still maintained. Many philosophers back then have carved this event into history, and they keep passing down the story to the next generations. The story I've just told you is a fairy tale that has a permanent value in our history. Seriously? I literally just asked if you could postpone this ceremony, and I didn't mention anything about its great history. Yet, you end up telling me about the history. Well, like you heard it, every year we always hold this ceremony. We couldn't delay it just because we were afraid someone might place bombs around the neighborhood. That's so dangerous. You can visit my home if you guys are thirsty. I'm sorry, but we cannot just abandon our tradition. We created this to celebrate the joy, not to abolish this in the end. More importantly, this year is the 100th anniversary of the festival. Well, I'm delighted that you take great pride in this festival. But I think you guys should take the bomb into consideration first. It may be a life-threatening festival, and organizing a crowded celebration like that should not be encouraged. Don't be too worried. I already announced this incident to an organization that I trust. What? If my memory serves me right, a few years ago, I have come to an agreement with these organizations. Their abilities are just acceptable, but I believe they will be a great source of manpower because they're everywhere, They are international organizations. Having them as assistants also brings many advantages. They can assist us in some urgent situation. So we have another way to handle this problem. Yes, we need to wait, but also should be cautious in the process because anything could happen in the near future. Tonight, people will be busy preparing for the festival. If you guys have spare time, I could take you around. That would be great, thank you. We'll be here tonight. Okay, see you tonight. Wait, I thought we are not traveling on this trip. Yes, Holmes, but there has to be someone who keeps an eye on them, especially in the most crowded places. So we will continue keep track of John Goodman, then we will take care of the citizens at night. Well, that's the plan in the meantime while we are waiting for our guy.
A few hours later.
The sky is getting dark now. Let's go, Holmes. Okay. It's nice to see you guys again. Shall we begin the trip? Yes, sir. It's our honor. Pardon my new look. I have to wear glasses at night as my vision is getting blurry these days. Let me briefly introduce our festival first. Our festival is a long-standing tradition that has been around for 100 years. During the historical ceremony, there are family reunions in each house and dance parades in the square and on the street. Each family enjoys our traditional dishes while gathering around at night. People in the family also give affectionate hugs to each other to remind them how each person's presence is so valuable in their life. Some households will put their lanterns on their house to light the neighborhood. We don't use fireworks here because it may cause some accidents about the fire. Throughout this festival, pagodas and temples are crammed with people. People tend to visit the graves of their ancestors to show their respect. During the festival, the people here also prepare beautiful flowers for local celebrations, and soothing melodies from some houses will soften your soul if you have a chance to hear them. There are many meaningful indoor and outdoor activities that are held during the festival, including praying, where prayers express their desire for the future. There are many magnificent landscapes that you guys can visit. No, sorry, we're here to fulfill our duty. We're on a mission and we have a deadline to meet. In order to organize a large-scale event like this, the standard of living here is probably quite high, am I right? Well, mostly yes. The locals here earn a decent livelihood because the local government always finds ways to secure the financial aspects of the city dwellers. There is a minority of citizens here who are unemployed. Diligent citizens allow the metropolis to maintain the rapid development in every sector of the local economy here. Thanks to great and visionary leaders, our hometown has gradually achieved sustainable development, probably in the last few decades. Their wisdom has inspired thousands of people to nurture this city. Regarding these souvenirs, we create those for commercial purposes, and we use the revenue to reinvest in the festival. That's why it's so glamorous here. These souvenirs contain many key values of our hometown. We have many great artists in this city, so they help us to decorate for this festival. Basically, this festival is like a lifelong battery that charges our souls on a yearly basis. There's no stadium here, but this city has some white yards nearby. There's only one church in this city, and people tend to come there to pray for their families and their desire. Well, that's a primary church here. There's no border in our hometown. People are equally treated, without any discrimination or bias. Here, we don't drink coffee. We neither use alcohol or drink beer. We want to stay sober to maximize our productivity while working. I beg to differ. I believe some alcohol will help you work better. Anyway, the local citizens here are very generous. In most cases like this year, our events are sponsored by local businesses. Plus, there are many volunteers during the peak hours to ensure the festival progresses correctly. Although our celebrations really much looks like Asians, we use fork and spoon to eat our meals. We don't use chopsticks here. It's a cheerful moment when everybody celebrates this festival together. The family members of each household will gather around a round table as a symbol of the sun and the moon to celebrate this once-a-year festival. Wow, the atmosphere here is absolutely incredible. It really provokes my personal feelings, filling me with delight and exhilaration. It has stunning decor, vivid drawings, and welcoming hospitality. It's excellent. I'm really speechless. Yeah, just standing here solely brings me an indescribable feeling. I'm glad you feel that way. So it seems like the life of people here is easy. Do they achieve happiness? Living a life without any obstacles doesn't mean our life will be happy. We cannot know how happy a city is by looking at its wealth. That's not an accurate metric. No one could know how happy they are until they experience adversity in their lives and learn how to distinguish between sadness and happiness. That's our belief. That's awesome. This traditional ceremony has been passed down many generations, and we're going to celebrate the 100th anniversary of this festival. This bombing stuff will give people anxiety if they know, and our festival will fail. Our tradition in 100 years could be gone. Yeah, we won't let it happen, sir. Some little bird told me there are bombs here. Great timing, he's here.